Welcome to Local Matters, featuring the places, events, and people of our South Shore towns. At PAC TV, we're your neighbors who care about and understand your communities because we live here too. I'm Julie Thompson, and let's get started. Earning your very first paycheck can be exciting. For teens, it means more autonomy, social events, and saving for the future, but also leads to questions like, what is being deducted from my paycheck? On March 16th, join Rockland Trust's branch manager, Gail DeGrenier, at the Adams Center as she teaches both the history and functionality of taxes and other paycheck deductions. This free workshop begins at 6:30 p.m. For more information, contact Alvin Ely at the Kingston Public Library. Looking for resources to help your kids thrive? On March 7th, join the South Shore Community Action Council for their Early Childhood Fair from 10 to 12 at the Kingston Elementary School. This free event is open to all families with young children and will include information on childcare programs, community resources, and other valuable info. It's also kid-friendly and will feature crafts, activities, storytelling by Big Ryan's Tall Tales, snacks, raffles, and books. Email Debbie Reitman at the SSCAC for more details. Every 2 seconds, there is someone in the United States in need of blood. A single blood donation can help save more than one life, from accident and burn victims, surgery and organ transplant patients, and those battling cancer. On March 12th, from 9 to 2, the American Red Cross Blood Drive will be stationed at the Kingston Collection next to Pearl Vision and the Fit Factory. It only takes minutes to help save a life. For more information, visit the Kingston Collection's website. On March 20th, dance to classics of the 50s and 60s at a Golden Oldies Dance Party fundraiser hosted by the South Shore Children's Museum. It's from 7 to 10 p.m. at Camp Kewanee in Hanson and will include a DJ, refreshments, a cash bar, and a Frank Sinatra impersonator. For tickets and more details, visit the museum's website. I'm happy to welcome our own Erika Christensen to the set. Erika is PAC TV's Educational Services Supervisor and is here to update us on what's going on in the schools. Welcome, Erika.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
Now, you deal with both the Pembroke schools and the schools in Kingston / Silver Lake.
Yes.
So why don't you talk to us about what's going on in Pembroke schools this month?
Sure. So March is Music in Our Schools month, and what happens is they actually have 3 different concerts, and between the 3 concerts, it's grades 3 through 12. So it's actually all of the younger kids coming up to the high school and performing with the high school students. Oh. So it's pretty cool to see the interaction between both of the different age gaps.
Yeah.
But one of the important things that we wanted to mention is that the first concert coming up on Tuesday, March 10th is the all band night, and is actually a ticketed event because they are moving it over to the gymnasium.
And that's because there's so many, and instruments take up a lot of room.
Yes, they do.
Okay, a lot more than singers just standing up next to each other. Mm-hmm. So for this, and this is also the grades 3 through 12?
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, so it's in the gym, and it's
in the gym. So it's at 6:30 on March 10th.
Yeah.
But because of the size, like you said, it has to be a ticketed event.
Ticketed. Okay.
Yes. For the choral night, that is not a ticketed event. Mm-hmm. It is still in the gym, though. And then there is also the all-string night in the auditorium.
And that's on the 17th?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are 3 different concerts. 2 of them are in the gym. 1 of them is in the auditorium. Okay. So depending upon which one you want to go to, it's just paying attention to which location it's going to be.
Yeah. And the ticketed, it's just 2 tickets per?
Correct.
Yeah, because, there's only so many people that can fit into the gym on the stands watching all these kids perform.
Absolutely.
So what happens if you miss the concert? You can't go, you're not one of the ticketed people, or you had something else you had to do that night, but you still want to see the concerts?
So what you can do is we actually offer these concerts on our video on demand service.
Okay.
So because of copyright issues, we're no longer allowed to put them on our programming channels, but there still are ways for you to watch them.
Okay.
So if someone is, let's say, grandma and grandpa live in Milwaukee and they want to see the concert and they weren't able to come down, they can still download it themselves onto their own computer and watch little Jimmy play the saxophone if you want to.
So they can just go to PAC TV's website.
Yes.
Go to the video on demand tab, and they can see what's available.
Yes.
And they can watch it right there, and they can also download it.
Absolutely.
And share it.
Yes.
That's
so this
great.
is for both Pembroke and Silver Lake.
Okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Okay, so big concerts going on in Pembroke, and I know my children went through the Pembroke school system, and my daughter was involved in the music program in Pembroke, and that was way back, 10, 15 years ago, and it has just mushroomed.
Oh my God, yeah.
It is a hugely successful program in the Pembroke schools, something that we're very, very proud of. Okay, so talk about the different things you do at the different schools.
So what we do, let's just keep for Pembroke, for example.
Okay.
We just recently finished a story on Obadiah the Therapy Dog, who came in and helped students kind of decompress and relax before their midterm exams.
Okay.
So this dog was absolutely the sweetest thing you had ever met. You can go in, you can touch him, you can play with him.
Yeah.
And it's just something for the kids to relax. So we got a personal look into what Obadiah does, talked to his handler, talked to some of the different teachers that had actually set this up for the students.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see how these teachers are interested in the well-being of their students, not only academically, but their mental well-being as well.
Yep.
So for them, that was an amazing story that they actually put together. And then for Silver Lake, every year.
Can we just stay on Pembroke for 1 second?
Yeah.
So Pembroke has a group that they put together, Titan.
Yes, Titan TV.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So both schools have a news program, but Titan TV, they had a program a couple of years ago, and we're trying to revive it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want to say about every 3 months or so, we do another episode, just giving the school an update as to what's going on.
Yep.
So not only is it for the school itself, but it's for the parents, it's for the towns,
Yep.
it's for anybody who wants to know anything related to education.
And how do they watch anything that's been on that?
So all of that is on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
So the Titan TV YouTube channel and then the Laker TV YouTube channel.
Okay, so they have their own
both of them have
YouTube
their
channel.
own separate channels.
Perfect,
Yes.
okay.
So like I said, each of them have their own, but moving into Silver Lake, they've been around for a little bit longer, so they have a little bit of a bigger program.
Yep.
One of the things that we cover every year is actually the Shakespeare Festival. So this year, it was called Shake Switched, and it was directed by 3 different seniors.
Yep.
And what happens is they actually meet over the summer, they plan on how they want to do it, they direct it, they actually just do the whole entire thing.
Wow.
And it's an original piece.
Yep.
They take bits and pieces from Shakespeare himself
Yep.
and the characters and whatnot, but it's just something completely thrown up in the air and then just put on stage for everybody to watch.
What creative kids to do that.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're so cool. And it's really nice to see that one of the teachers, Heather Bates, she instructs the kids on how to do it. She watches over everybody, makes sure that the production goes off well.
Yeah.
And each year it gets better and better and better. And it's hysterical.
Yeah, good for them.
It's so funny.
And they
Yeah.
also have a Laker TV program.
Yes.
Which, again, you can watch everything they've done on YouTube. And they have an updated news program every couple of months, too?
Every couple months, too.
Yep.
So we try to stay on the same schedule where there's like at the end of the winter, we have a kind of like a wrap up on certain sports. So it all depends on what's happening in the school.
Yep.
And it's something where anybody can watch it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, what about summertime? I hear you do something amazing in the summer, Erika.
So during the summertime, we run a youth documentary workshop where 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students come in and we teach them how to create a documentary. And that is honestly one of my favorite things that I get to do every year, especially with youth, because you get to see them start off from a very innocent stage, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, you start to see this flower blossom into something that could potentially be really, really cool. The students come in, we teach them how to use the cameras, how to use the audio equipment, how to research, conduct interviews, actually go on the field and film, and then all the second week is about packaging, putting it together, storytelling, so it's everything from A to Z.
And I've noticed watching this, you do this with the kids for the last 6 or 7 years, they had no idea really the discipline that it takes to put together a really well-crafted production.
Yes.
And that's, in talking to some of them, they said that's the thing that surprised them the most. That you don't just take a camera and shoot.
No.
There's so much planning that goes into it.
There's a lot of planning that goes into it. And some of the students and even the parents don't realize how much we do behind the scenes too.
Right.
Because if we don't set things up in advance, well, there's no program.
Exactly.
So it takes a lot of research.
So this past summer, talk about the documentary that you did.
Sure. So the documentary we did this year was called Be Mindful, Preserving the Hive.
B-E-E.
B-E-E,
okay.
Yes. So it's all about basically preserving the bees and making sure that they have a place to live.
Yep.
This is a documentary that I've been wanting to do for years, and fortunately this past summer it finally came to fruition.
Yep.
We interviewed 2 different beekeepers, an entomologist, and the students were actually able to put on the bee suits, go in and kind of work with
hands-on.
the bees, which was awesome. So every year we try to change it up a little bit. There's hands-on components, but we're moving in the direction where we want to do more environmental style
Sure.
documentaries because it's something that's consistently changing.
Yep.
Students can get involved with it.
And they're very into it. They're very interested in it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with this past documentary, we actually submitted it to the Colorado Environmentalist Film Festival,
Yep.
and we were accepted.
Great.
So myself and Ben actually went to Colorado and were there to represent the film.
Yep.
On behalf of the students. So it was something where they showed the movie. We were the only bee film that was accepted, which I was
because there's so much about the declining hives and how
Yes.
important it is to keep the bee population up.
Yes.
That's amazing.
There's actually a quote by Albert Einstein that if once the bees go, we're next.
Yeah.
I don't know verbatim, but it's a very powerful point
Yeah.
because we rely on them so much,
Right. For our food
especially
supply.
with pollination, food supply, making sure that we have all these beautiful flowers within our garden.
Yeah.
So a huge component of it was making sure that everyone knows to put in a pollinator garden at least once every 1 to 2 miles,
Yep.
because some bees, they can fly up to 2 miles, but other types, they can only go from like a quarter
tiny distance,
to an
right.
eighth or whatever
Yeah,
it may be.
right.
So they'll only stay in that little area.
And you did a big Q&A after that was shown, and it was amazing to watch the people out in Colorado. The questions they were asking you weren't necessarily about how you made the film, but it was more about the bees.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great, and that explains. To me, it showed me that they were really, they got a lot out of the film.
Yes.
They got a lot of education and with the points that they wanted to clarify. So do you have something planned for this summer
We don't
coming
have
up?
a topic just
Okay,
yet,
and
I
you
don't
wouldn't tell
want
me
to
anyway,
I
right?
don't want to
It's a
give it
secret.
away. It is a secret.
Okay.
We want some mysteriousness to the camp.
Okay.
But we do have some good things planned that we want to make sure that students are happy, having fun, and
Right.
just really enjoying themselves while they make this film.
Okay, and all that information can be found at the PAC TV website,
Yes.
pactv.org. Okay, great.
Absolutely.
And we'll be seeing you once a month for
Yes.
your updates on
Yes.
what you're doing in the schools. This is wonderful.
Yes, it
This
is.
has been Erika Christensen. Thank you. When watching Outlander, Vikings, or Game of Thrones, you'll see violence and murder, but not one thing about the women of these times and how they handled matters of personal care. These things existed and still exist today, so why are we so uncomfortable talking about them? On March 10th, the Pembroke Public Library welcomes Velya Jans Urban and Eris Urban of The Grounded Good Wife for a presentation called The Not So Good Life of the Colonial Good Wife. You'll learn about the seldom discussed personal care issues faced by New England's colonial women. It all starts at 7 p.m. For more information, visit the library's website. There are 4 million reported dog bites every year, and the majority of victims are children. Just 1 hour of dog safety education can decrease that number dramatically. And the Pembroke Public Library is hosting a free dog safety workshop on March 12th from 4 to 5 p.m. with that goal in mind. Meet Merida, a trained pet therapy dog with her human, Kathy Akampora, author of A Dog for Me. The program is recommended for ages 7 through 12 and will teach children dog behavior warning signs and healthy interactions. Space is limited. Sign up soon by visiting or calling the library. If you're age 60 or older and could benefit from a supplement of free groceries every month, you may be eligible for the Commodity Supplemental Food Program. Free bags of healthy, shelf-stable food are delivered to the Pembroke Senior Center every third Tuesday of the month. You can pick it up or fill out a proxy form so that someone else can pick it up for you. It's that simple. Stop by the Pembroke Senior Center and see Gretchen or Linda to fill out an application or call the center for more information. You will need a current qualifying ID and a Social Security income statement. Cornhole, the popular corn-filled beanbag toss game, is taking over Plymouth Memorial Hall on March 14th for the Plymouth Recreation Department's 5th annual Cornhole Tournament. Previous years have sold out quickly, so this should be a fun time. Teams of 2 can register at the Plymouth Recreation Department website ahead of time. Registration and warm-up begin at 4:30 p.m. Learn more at the Plymouth Recreation's website. On Sunday, March 8th at 2 p.m., join the Plymouth Philharmonic for an afternoon of musical delight. Meet the Phil musicians during a pre-concert instrument demonstration, a perfect way for a child or a child at heart to test drive many instruments. The hour-long Phil concert will include performances by the Plymouth Children's Chorus, award-winning emerging artist Owen Masseur from South Shore Conservatory, and a nod to Plymouth 400th anniversary. Special ticket prices make this an affordable, fun way to experience the magic of live orchestral music. Audience members are encouraged to contribute non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Warehouse of Greater Plymouth. Visit the Phil's website for tickets. Plymouth Public Library's popular Storybook Breakfast returns on Saturday, March 14th at Plymouth South High School from 9 to 11:30 a.m. Your child will love visiting with feature guests Elephant and Piggy, Pete the Cat, the Very Hungry Caterpillar, and Curious George, while enjoying a yummy breakfast and great storytelling. All proceeds benefit the Children's Department of the library. Space is limited, so advance registration is required. No tickets will be sold at the door. Tickets can be purchased online at the Plymouth Public Library Corporation's website. According to research, respect among colleagues in the workplace is the most important contributor to a successful team. On March 18th from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce will host a free workshop presented by the Center for Corporate and Professional Education at Cape Cod Community College. You will learn about the negative impact polarized individuals and departments has on your company and how stress can erode respect in the workplace, and everyday actions you can take to build a foundation where respect can thrive for your team. The workshop is free, but registration is required. Visit the Eventbrite page to register. On March 16th from 5 to 7 p.m., meet Plymouth photographer Denise McAferry at the opening reception of an exhibit of her work at the Plymouth Public Library. The gallery will feature some of Denise's iconic images like Plymouth Plantation in the Snow, Plymouth Bay Farm, Burial Hill Cemetery, and Plymouth Harbor. If you can't make the reception, you'll have the opportunity to see her work during library hours from now until April 30th in the gallery on the main level and on the second floor. This event is free and open to all. Cooking can be as easy or as complicated as you make it. In Craft Foodery, Max will show you how to make cooking easy, healthy, and on a budget. Take a look.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Max and this is Craft Foodery. Making good and healthy food can seem like a lot of work, but cooking can be as easy or as complicated as you make it. On Craft Foodery, I'm going to show you different ways to make it easy, from useful kitchen tools to simple recipes, cooking on a budget, and where to shop for food. Today you and I are going to make a flatbread pizza together. Let's get started. Alright, so I pre-bought the crust. If you want to make your own dough, that's totally cool, but that's not what we're doing in today's episode. So I bought this crust for about $5, and that is 2 pre-made crusts. So this is it right here. We'll get this out of the way. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use olive oil, Caesar dressing, salami, onions, a little bit of spinach, of course cheese, and a little bit of salt. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna grab the olive oil and I'm gonna drizzle a little bit on top. You want to do this a little bit slowly because olive oil can be really strong. If you do too much, then it could kind of ruin your pizza. I'm just going to kind of rub this olive oil in here. Use a little bit of salt. Alright, so we've put the olive oil on. Now we're going to put the Caesar dressing on. Now you can use anything for this, whether you want to use like tomato sauce. I just in today's video want to use Caesar dressing, so that's the type of spread I want to use, and that's what we're going to use. So now we're going to put our cheese on. Just try to spread it evenly on this pizza. You want to get cheese everywhere. And now we're going to cut the onion. You want to make sure you have your fingers curled up when you're cutting. Don't want to cut any fingers off. Alright, so next we have our salami, which is my personal favorite. So let's put that on the pizza. Alright, so now that we've finished putting our toppings on the pizza, we're going to put it in the oven. I preheat the oven to 425 degrees and you're going to let it cook for 10 to 12 minutes depending on how much crust you want. So now while we wait for our pizza to cook, we are gonna put the garnish together. So what I'm doing for today's garnish is just a little bit of spinach with olive oil and salt. Now when I'm buying all these ingredients, I like to think about what other meals could I make. So I bought all of this stuff for around $20, and it's not all about just making the pizza. You can also use it for salads or sandwiches or whatever you can come up with. Because when I'm shopping, I like to think of different ideas of like, what could I use for the next meal and how can I save money? So buying things like pasta, for example, that's great because you can use pasta for just about anything. You can make a lot super easily. And that's kind of how I approach grocery shopping. All right, our pizza's ready to take out, so let's do it. All right, our pizza's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna garnish it with a little bit of spinach and then we'll cut it up and eat. All right, let's take a bite. Pretty good. All right, so that's how you make a flatbread pizza. We'll see you next time on Craft Foodery.
Duxbury Facts invites you to Teens and Screens, Life Skills for the Digital Age on March 10th at 7 p.m. at the Duxbury Performing Arts Center. Through a new documentary film and discussion afterwards, students, parents, and educators will learn about the impact of screen time and social media on adolescents and ways teens can successfully navigate this digital age. Admission for this event is free of charge. You can RSVP by emailing info@duxburyfacts.org. When applying for a babysitting job, one of the first questions a parent might ask is, are you CPR certified? On March 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Alden Elementary School, Janet Fletcher from Beth Israel Deaconess will be teaching both CPR and relief of foreign body airway obstruction. This American Heart Association course will present information about pediatric chain of survival signs of choking, infants and children, prevention of the most common fatal pediatric injuries, and reduction in the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. The class is designed for babysitters ages 11 to 18. To register, visit activekids.com and search for CPR for Babysitters/Duxbury. Are you raising a young scientist? Mad Science of Southern Massachusetts and Rhode Island is coming to Bay Farm Montessori Academy on March 7th at 10:30 a.m. Kids will see things bubble, explode, and shatter, all in the name of science. This unique show is safe, fun, and educational. Visit the school's Eventbrite page for tickets and more information. Sojourner Truth was an abolitionist and women's rights activist who worked hard to change concepts of gender and racial inequality. On Monday, March 16th from 12:30 to 2 at the Duxbury Free Library, her story comes to life as actress Catherine Woods performs her one-woman show, A Woman, Ain't I? The story of Sojourner Truth. Join Woods as she honors the life of this iconic historical figure. Registration is required and can be completed by visiting the library's website. Local Matters is a production of the local scene of PAC TV. If you'd like to watch this show again or explore other community stories, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Local Scene. Follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook to keep updated on new content and the ways that we shine a light on you. From all of us at PAC TV, we'll see you next time.